Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is BGFH and I'm back for another quick video. Not really going to cover any specific game or hardware or anything this time, but this is kind of a two-topic video. Things I've been thinking about a little bit for a while now. So the first thing, I just want to give you guys kind of a PSA, a little public service announcement to say that the SomethinElse Games, Papa Sangre 1 and 2, the Nightjar, Audio Defense Zombie Arena are now again working with iOS 9. They just had a recent update that fixes compatibility for iOS 9 devices. You should have 9.1 or later for them to work, but they do work. But I also wanted to let you know that you should, if you really want to play these games, they're absolutely worth the few dollars that they ask, few dollars that they ask for them. Definitely recommended. Play them while you can, because the developers have stated that they are not going to be supporting them anymore in the App Store when Apple releases an iOS update that breaks the games again. So if iOS 10 comes out and it breaks the functionality again, the games will be removed from the App Store and they will be kind of discontinued. So play them while you can, because they're absolutely worth playing. They're really great audio games, and if you want to hear more information about them, I have covered videos on my channel for Papa Sangre, the Nightjar, and Audio Defense Zombie Arena. So, and as part of the updating these games and eventually discontinuing support for them, SomethinElse is they are releasing the development tools open source so that people can build on the tools that they have developed, and other developers can try to develop content using the Papa engine. So maybe we'll get some more audio games for iOS using that technology. Maybe it'll even be ported to other platforms like PC, Mac, Android, etc. So great on them for doing that. But I'm really sad to see the these iOS games potentially go away, because like I said, these games are excellent. I've had a lot of fun playing them and recommending them to people. But the reason that I wanted to at least let you guys know of that as soon as possible, because they are working again and you can have a chance to play them while you can. They're absolutely worth a couple dollars that they're asking for them. But which brings me to the second topic for my video, and I know this isn't going to be the most popular opinion, but I feel like I have to say something. Like I said, this part has been kind of on my mind for a while, and it ties into these games, the Papa Sangre and the SomethinElse Games. I'm really tired of hearing in the blindness community, different places, message boards, blogs, websites, forum posts, mailing lists, whatever. It seems like every couple weeks I'm hearing somebody whining and complaining about the price of apps, or why isn't this free, or why do I have to pay $2? Why do I have to pay $5 or $10 for this little app? Don't you realize that we're on SSI, or we're on low income? And yes, I get a lot of blind people can be on, lower incomes. I myself, when I graduated college, was definitely on a low income. I was getting SSI just to stay afloat. I was doing a full-time job search, and I was struggling to find. I was unemployed for 3.5 years, paying some of my monthly bills with a credit card just so I could survive. It was rough. I hated it. But even then, it's like I would find little things that, yes, I'm looking for jobs, I'm trying to survive, but like you had to have some enjoyment in life as well. So it's like, yes, I've always been and always will be a gamer. So it's like, okay, I know there are maybe one or two key things that I want to make sure that I want to play this year, So I would find a way to save up the money. If I knew something was coming out in November, or if something just came out of nowhere and I wanted to play it, it's like, well, I may not be able to get it now. I know we live in a pretty much an instant gratification society right now, but I had to save up a little bit of money. I may not be able to get it this second, but eventually I was able to, find a way to eventually afford it. And that's what sighted people have to do all the time, you know? I mean, I think a lot of the blind community is used to having a lot of their stuff paid for them, be it technology or school or services or whatever it happens to be. It's just so that, even when there are cheaper things out there, alternatives, people just are expecting to get everything. Well, I'm blind or I'm low income and blind, so therefore pay for everything for me. And I just really don't agree with that. If it's something that is really going to, be valuable to you, maybe a little bit of enjoyment after you get home from work, or if it's something that's really going to help your independence, something simple like a portable CCTV app, a Bookshare membership, an, whatever app, a money reader app, a book reading app, KNFB Reader. I know that one's a little bit more expensive, but for what it does, again, I've said in my video for that, if it's something you're going to use a lot, the quality of it is absolutely worth the money. And I think a lot of these iOS apps are actually undervalued in the way they're either free or very, very low cost. I mean, I'm glad they're cheap, but what I fear, and again, the way this ties into these Something Else games, is that if they're only a couple bucks, they're free, or a couple bucks, $5 tops. That's what people are valuing apps in the App Store at right now. I really wonder how long that's really going to be sustainable, especially if it's a small company. Granted, Something Else is actually a big company, which I didn't even know about until today, and I did a little research, and this games division is actually just a small part of what they do, but I'm guessing this area of their company just wasn't making enough money for them, so they really didn't see it justifiable to keep spending time and man hours and resources to keep these games updated and possibly adding new games. I don't know if they're even going to be making new content, so that makes me very sad because, the games themselves, the production value, everything has been really good, and I hate to see something this cool go away. But like I said, I think that if all we hear, and if people are wanting to do apps for the blind and visually impaired, and they want to charge anything, I don't know that they'll be able to do that. Because they'll go to they'll do a little research and they'll see these online communities and resources and mailing lists and websites and everything. They'll say, oh, well, God, these are just a bunch of, people complaining about having to pay for anything. I would like to do this, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I have to, keep my lights on. I have to eat. Am I going to be able to afford, especially if someone is doing this as their primary occupation, their primary job, doing apps and programming and things like that, is that going to be sustainable for them, I would absolutely pay a few dollars for some of this content, some of these games or some of these apps. Like, if Voice Dream Reader came out and said, oh, well, because we're doing a major update and I had to rewrite basically a lot of the app to work right, I would absolutely pay him an extra bit of money just for like a all new fresh version of the app if I need to, because I find that app so helpful and use it almost every day. I use portable magnifier apps. My iPhone has kind of become a lifeline to a lot of things I do, and am able to do independently because I have it. So, like I said, I'm really kind of sad to see this stuff potentially go, and I really would hate to see a lot of other games and a lot of other services or apps go a similar route, because I've also heard that the very popular Solara game that was very popular for quite a while in the blindness community that developer is going to be discontinuing support for that too, because they're just not able to they're not able to make money anymore either. So, again, if it's something that's valuable to you, be it, for education, independence, or just for fun, you got to be willing to pay for it. We're not going to get everything for free. You shouldn't get everything for free. And like I said, I understand being on a limited income, but you may not be able to get it, right now. You may have to wait a little while, but if it's something that's going to be really beneficial to you, definitely look into it, because otherwise I think we're going to find we've had it really good the last couple of years about all kinds of new apps and games and stuff coming out everywhere. And like I said, I have a fear that if people aren't able to keep supporting development for this stuff, some of these cool things that we're kind of taking for granted right now are going to maybe go away. So just kind of my little rant. I just really don't want to see, so much kind of whining and complaining and why do I have to pay for this? Why, if it's worth it, just they're absolutely worth supporting the developers. It costs time and money and effort and manpower. It takes all kinds of resources to, whether it's a game, an app, a resource, a service, whatever, it does take money to do. So please, if you can, support these developers. Otherwise, we're going to see more of this happen in the future. So that being said, I'll wrap it up here. I know it's not the most cheerful topic, but I just felt like I had to eventually say something. I know it's not a popular opinion, but, whatever. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, and until next time, I will talk to you guys again later.